What's happening, fellas? It's Steeler here back again. Of course, a fucking stupid fucking Xbox faggot fanboy, right? So I'm gonna review this PlayStation meeting, they call it. I wish they would have just made this PSX. I hate the term PlayStation Meeting 2016. But I'm gonna review this and I'm gonna give you my technical analysis. You know, I was right on the fucking head with a lot of this stuff. And of course, my subscribers tend to be well educated about a lot of this. But a lot of newcomers, a lot of random stopping by the comments would tell me pricing for this thing way before it was announced and saying $600-$700, and you know, you guys are really eating a bag of salt right now. But anyways, on to the PlayStation meeting review and breakdown. Now, it all started when the little leprechaun Andrew House ran out on stage and started telling people how much PlayStation 4 Slim would cost. Of course, Slim was unveiled at $299.99 US, and hey, when it's compared right next to its competitor, the X1S, that has a 4K Blu-ray player, that has optical I/O, that has 4K streaming, and so many other things, I wouldn't say that it's the best deal. I would have preferred it to be $249 because it doesn't have a 4K Blu-ray player or any of that stuff. But as it is, it's just a standard PS4, shrunken down a bit, and $299.99. Now that's the PlayStation 4 Slim. They also eventually got around to unveiling the PlayStation 4 Pro. It's not called the Neo or anything else. It's called the PlayStation 4 Pro, and it was unveiled at $399.99, so $400, the same price as the PlayStation 4 when it was unveiled back in 2013. And you know, once I had a lot of morons stopping by my comments saying these next consoles were going to be $600-$700, and of course you guys not doing your fucking research. I've been saying this all along. Just because something doubles in computation doesn't mean the price doubles. That's not how it works. That is the difference in 3 years. You know, in 3 years they're able to give you 4 T-flops compared to 1.84 for the same exact price, along with a 1 terabyte hard drive. So, you get what I'm saying. You're getting so much more for the same exact price that PlayStation 4 unveiled at. So once again, PlayStation 4K, PlayStation Neo, PlayStation 4.5, ultimately what is known as PlayStation Pro now, $399.99 US. And like I said, completely easy for them to do this with Polaris architecture, getting this much power for this much money. But something's very interesting with this. They did announce that it will have 4K streaming, HDR support. Obviously, we all knew it would have HDR support. That's all enabled through HDMI 2.0 or higher. But they did not announce 4K Blu-ray with this. So apparently it does not have a 4K Blu-ray player, which is very interesting. I figured they would try to push this because Sony are one of the 5 or 6 companies that had helped develop Blu-ray in the beginning. They do not own Blu-ray, but they had helped develop the initial Blu-ray platform. So apparently no 4K Blu-ray player in this thing for $399. Now, obviously they were trying to market this as a 4K machine, which made me laugh my ass off because initially Mark Cerny started mentioning these new rendering techniques, checkerboard rendering, effectively not filling out every single pixel on the screen, but still somehow upscaling to a native 4K. It's basically cutting corners to get to 4K, and while the games will look, you know, dramatically better with higher resolution, it is not going to be a native 4K 99% of the time, mark my words. And that's not any kind of bias, that's technical analysis, that's technical know-how, and I just know how these things work, as I've proven time and time again in the past. And of course they announced double the GPU power. They boosted the CPU, so it's keeping the same Jaguar CPU and the 1 terabyte hard drive. I really think that this is a good leap for PlayStation 4 owners. I'm not going to shit all over it. If this were an Xbox One, and, you know, yeah, I'd be on it. I'd buy it day one. So, it's not. I'm going to wait for the Scorpio for obvious reasons. Not only is it more powerful, but it shouldn't come in any higher than $450, $500 at the most. And once again, be careful in the comments, because several of you guys have told me this thing's going to cost $1,000, $700. User logic. I've been telling you otherwise for the longest now. Using Polaris architecture, Scorpio should be using Vega architecture. You're going to be getting a lot of power for not a lot of money. That's how it works. You cannot compare pre-Polaris and Vega architectures to Vega and Polaris, because pricing per power structure isn't even close to the same. This isn't NVIDIA. This isn't, you know, exactly the same situation as PC gaming or prior GPU pricing. So, once again, I think it's good for the industry. I think it's pretty exciting, though the conference is boring as fuck. Holy shit. If there are a few things Microsoft could take away from this is be excited about your own fucking product. And I guess knowing that PlayStation Neo would be the underdog, or PlayStation Pro would be the underdog, they know this. They know Microsoft are packing at least 6 teraflops, and I think they probably already know this and are preparing themselves. But nevertheless, it seems like all the big AAA publishers are supporting this. Even fairly old games like Shadow of Mordor are going back and making enhancements for the PlayStation Pro version of games. Mass Effect, Battlefield 1, Watch Dogs, Call of Duty, that was the first Call of Duty I've been impressed by in terms of visuals in a very long time. So, you know, hey, it is what it is. It's going to be a PlayStation 4, more powerful. It's going to have the same shared online pool of players, so you're still going to be able to play with your, your fuckface friends on the regular PlayStation 4. If you're on the PlayStation 4 Pro, that's just how it works. And of course, it said that if the player has a PlayStation Pro console and they don't have a 4K TV, the console will automatically recognize that, and if it's been programmed, developers will have the system set higher textures, better lighting, better draw distance instead of higher resolution and things like that. So you'll get a benefit regardless of what TV you're using, and you can bet your ass cheeks that Microsoft have planned a similar route here. But ultimately, yeah, the same discs. It'll still be a PlayStation 4 disc. It'll still be the download on the OS, the same player pool, same discs, no new cases, things like that. None of that stuff. It's not as confusing as everyone thinks, and it's not as hard to do as everyone thinks. Many people were thinking you'd have to code for 2 different versions of the game and all this stupid bullshit, and it's just not the case. A lot of it's pre-baked in-engine things that are fairly automatic when it comes to some engines. It just knows and it will scale. But like I said, Microsoft are doing a similar thing. I'm holding out for the Xbox Scorpio, and ultimately I would like to know what you guys think down below. Did this even get your attention? Now keep in mind that what you saw in the stream is not representative of what the games will look like. Of course they'll look better, especially if you have a 4K TV. You'll be able to see that in person. It'll be one of those things you have to see to really get the grasp of. But anyways, I'm Dealer. Like, comment, share, and if you like this kind of shit or just happen to give a fuck, subscribe for new videos. And I'm out, fellas.